This is One Mana Left, and it's time for my little over a week update, 8-day update on the progress on the Lightning Arrow, Lightning Rod, Amazon. Doing a little bit of different setup. The skills aren't looking too different than like what a Deadeye would play, but the defensive setup's very different, and now my weapon setup's looking pretty different. And I'll show over kind of the comparison between the two. But I made a video on how to craft the quiver and how I crafted this quiver. It could be divined like 10 or 15% better still, but like I'm broke. So I have, however, switched to Widowhail, and this was one divine. The runes were not. The bow was one divine. The runes were like 36 divines or something, or 39, whatever. 12, 12, 14, 30, 38 divines. So the +1 arrow runes cost a lot. But I've made this switch to Widowhail. And I'm going to show off a little bit my progression. I'm up to 3100 energy shield. And I don't quite get it all back from one Ghost Shroud hit. I get like 2800 per Ghost Shroud hit with my evasion. But that's I'm pretty invincible right now. I'm almost 97. I wanted to hit 97 before this video, but I didn't hit it tonight. But I've died twice from 96 to 97. And both were to kind of some gimmicky things. But I'm going to show off, hopefully, an 8-mod citadel where I get to show off the tank and damage pretty well here. But I want to go over, first off, a couple things. Why Widowhail? Well, it is pretty well equivalent to, like, the best tier bow, but cheaper. And I mean all the way up to mirror tier. Because the crit chance you get as a huntress is about 6% flat, which puts Widowhail into a pretty good ballpark of going crit, while also scaling your, like, a double crit roll on Quiver. Because this is, these taken times like 4 or 5 is a lot of crit and crit multi. I have on Lightning Arrow here, I have 565, like plus 465 multi, and right now my crit is only 55.01 at point blank, but it could scale to like 65 or 70 here soon. But the comparison between this bow is equivalent to about a 550. So look at like the lightning rod damage here. It's about on par with a +4 projectile, which you can get with the Perfect Essence of Battle, on about a 550 bow. And now a mirror bow should beat this. And you can see it does pretty handily. But like the equivalent, like Giga Widowhail, that someone in my stream has a 290 with 3 sockets so far, and it's like 0.5% worse than like Sushi's mirror bow. But then, like, the quiver, this is not quite, like, full mirror tier. Oh, I didn't divine the implicit. There's, like, this... There's the thing that lets you, like, Blessed Orb divine, too. So, let's get that to 30. There we go. But as you can see, if I go to, like, like a better divined quiver, then it does, in fact, smoke a mirror bow. There's a little bit of back and forth you can trade off on this, because like you could drop the attack speed on this and do +2 arrow, which would give you 2 more projectiles. But then the downside is you lose 18% DPS. So on like preloading 20 lightning rods, which only takes like 1.5 seconds, on like one-shotting an uber boss, you're actually just worse at that many arrows. Like, plus arrows is really strong up until about 4 or 5, and then it starts to kind of fall off because of like arrow limit and stuff. But yeah, long story short is like the GG Widowhail is, arrow number dependent, because this can get 4, whereas you could technically switch that to 6, but the one I have is 4. So these are all equivalent arrows to each other, but it's a little bit better than like the mirror bow for the Amazon setup because of the 6.2 base crit, whatever. And even my current Widowhail and my current quiver is about on par with about a 550 bow. So, let's show this off a little bit. I I'm doing okay on accuracy because of this Ulamon's Gaze, which, since I'm using Stalking Panther to get all of my evasion from this item, like, how much my evasion is this item? Let's just check this out. So I have 37.5k, which is 80%. And if I take this off, I have 19k. So it's half my evasion. Which for Ghost Shroud is enough to recover, what, like 2.5k on hit? And I'm up to 3100 now. I'm crafting a chest right now, but it's a very work in progress. But it's only going to be like a 15 div craft. It won't take long. And that'll put me up to like 3500, and I'll add 30% mob or more deflect value. But this makes it so I get like 1300 extra flat accuracy, which with my percent is like 5k extra. So that puts me up to like 8.6k. And I'm not even running like double precision. I could get up to like 10k with that. But that's enough to put me at like 122 to 123 accuracy for that like 6% flat. And it's also giving me a lot of attack speed from Falcon Heavy over here, Falcon 9. So it's like 40% attack speed from that. That's new tech from the last video. Someone in stream pointed out that this is really OP. And another OP thing is I was using the amulet anoint up here for 60% evasion, but since 100% of my evasion comes from chest, this is actually significantly cheaper and it's better. It's 60% from body armor with no downside, and it is dirt cheap. It's basically free. So use Ancient Ages too. So that's the new tech. But I'll show you off the build. I'm done yapping. Let's do an 8 mod citadel. I wasn't sure if it would be... I think 8 mod's harder than tier 16, because like one map tier is not that much harder. But like 2 extra mods can matter, because I have like some map mod effect on my Atlas too. I don't think I have all the map mod effect, but I have like some of it. So this should get cranked up pretty good. Let's see how this goes. I'll show off the clear and the damage in an 8 mod citadel. So I'm missing some speed right now because, like, you know, if I got better boots, I would gain 25 move speed. But all right, we'll just simulate it with that right there. How about that? But yeah, like that's one of my next crafts, but they're just so expensive. Like there's the golden charms that cost like 100 divines or whatever. That would give me like 20 move speed. Obviously Headhunter would do crazy things. And then like some 65 move speed monstrosity pair of boots would be another 25 move speed over my current 40 pair. So of all the things I can still gain right now, like I've kind of started off doing all the damage all the tank upgrades. Then I kind of switched to doing like tank first. Now I've kind of accomplished damage because I can basically like one shot Uber 4s or like Pinnacle 4s, whatever, or like really juice citadels. I can just kind of insta kill them. But yeah. All right, there's a lot of shrines here. I'll click them off for the boss so it's ethical. Alright, we made it to Jumanji in like a minute 10. I'll like, you can't, oh, wait, can you? Wait, what? Whatever. I'll switch this too. Okay, well I don't know. I don't know what's going on. They just die usually. I didn't skip the thing. It's inconsistent. Sometimes I skip this. But like if I drop lightning rods and they damage him for even a second, like just putting them down, I'm too late there. I think it's because I put them down too late. Oh, I got demounted. I think it's I'll go over that actually. I'm doing something with. Oh, I have the Asmiri spirit thing. Okay, so this is even harder. I basically have ghosted boss because yeah. All right, one shot time. Oh, not quite actually. Oh, he demounted me mid-shot. Okay, alright. I have some weird wisp shit here. He's got 53% more life. That was like, what, 14.5 mil for that phase. I screwed up, okay? We're doing it live. I screw up sometimes. Alright, 2 fragments. That's 2 divines. And don't pay attention to my inventory. But yeah, I did that poorly. I'm aware. But you kind of get the idea. Maybe wasn't the best like map showcase, but because like frankly the shrines were probably doing most of the work. But I mean I that's what my Atlas tree always looks like because to me that's the most fun. Like that's like Headhunter at home right now until I get real Headhunter. But yeah, that's the setup. I think I do like 16 mil right now with like a full clip unload. Like do 20 arrows, so 5 shots, tornado, and then barrage. I think it's like 16 mil damage. So that's just about enough to like one shot like Zesht 4. Because they used to have 35 mil, but they've nerfed them down to like 15 to 20. So I'm like right on the edge of being able to one shot like with one like full clip unload on Ubers. Which in my opinion, like after that, you're not gaining too much from gaining more damage, but I'm probably still going to gain like another 50 to 100% damage in the next couple days because my gear's still kind of stinky in the grand scheme of things. Like, you know, the multi-mirror setups are like quadruple this easily. Yeah. Let me talk a little bit more about some of the crafts I've done recently. Kind of speed run them. And maybe some just like last minute tips here. One thing is, bows are. They have a nice tool of having the new essence mod for Onslaught on Suffix. You can like fairly easily get +4 and Onslaught from essence. So I've added in Fall the Axe for Onslaught there. It's not great uptime, it's like 40 or 50%, but it's just a way to get Onslaught back. For Widowhail, that's like one of the like negatives. But it's 10% move speed and 20 attack speed. And it's like 80 or 90% uptime with bow, and it's only like 40 or 50 with this. So that is like one trade-off downside. But amulet, I just crafted this today. These are actually pretty easy crafts, because all you need to do is buy suffixes and spirit. So the way you craft this, get an amulet with a search string that has a good spirit roll, and then like 3 good suffixes. And so in this case, it was attributes, the dex fracture. This was, I paid 60 exalts for this, so not even a div for the base. And then after that, it's pretty free because all I do is I 50-50 the prefix with the essence that gives global defense. So it's the new perfect essence that's remove add. So I add a dead suffix and I 50-50, and then if I add global defense, then the next step is really easy because you just unveil and like it's pretty much guaranteed win. Because what is it? Is it Ulamon? Look it up on PoEDB maybe. I think it's Ulamon is the name for the chest mod one. So it's like the increased energy shield from body armor. Kurgal. It's Kurgal. Well, this build, the whole reason it works on Amazon is because Amazon has double evasion from these 3 pieces. So these are all pure evade. And then 0 or half evasion from body armor. So this setup uses one single item with energy shield, which is the chest. And I'm going to craft one that's over 1,000 here, so my number is going to go up. But I bought this for 6 div. It's a decent one. And then it just scales like body armor, energy shield. So I've got 57 here. On this jewel, I've got 52. This anoint is 60, and it's all just ES from body armor, ES from body armor. And then I'm only using one single piece that's got all my energy shield. And then obviously I've got like Ghost Shroud, which with my amount of evasion as a Amazon having like 40k, means this is giving me like 3k ES every single time I'm hit. So every time I get hit, I go back to full energy shield, no matter what. That's why I can like stand on a bunch of exploding bears and just like take no damage. Like when I do like Abyss Overrun maps, I just stand in the middle of everything. And it's because I just get all the chest scaling for ES and all the other piece scaling for evasion instead of doing like the hybrid play. But that makes the Kurgal mod here really good. But if you, it's fairly deterministic. I don't know if it's guaranteed, but if you use the reroll a second time, Omen, it's like pretty much guaranteed. Because there's only 3 Kurgal mods total, and the Omen makes you guarantee get a Kurgal mod. So I don't even think you have to use the expensive vertebrae, whatever. I think you can just use the regular one with the Kurgal Omen. And then you do have to Omen of Life if you miss, but it's like, whatever. It's like 2 out of 3 to hit it. And then Omen of Life if you miss. But yeah, I just crafted that today. I'm going to craft chest next. I'm going to get the Mind Over Matter base, and I'm going to try to get the Abyss Omen for Mind Over Matter. So I'll have 30% Mind Over Matter on this chest, and then I'm going to add in Mana Leech, because my cost is getting pretty high now. So I need to add Mana Leech anyways, so like 30% Mom with Mana Leech is going to feel really good, and just like add tankiness, because like I don't die to hits at all. Like at all. I can stand in as many hits exploding at the same time as whatever, and just Ghost Shroud hard carries. I have like way more than just like 3k ES on that Ghost Shroud. I've got Loyalty on Companion with this, so I have 15 DR there. And then I've got, my Deflection is like 80%. 78% Deflection for 49% reduction. So that's an average of like 33% DR or something. So my EHP per Ghost Shroud is like 7k, and it's like a 1.7 second cooldown. It stacks to 5 right now. I think I can get to 6 with some gem levels shenanigans with Dahlias and the Ulamon, whatever it's called. But yeah, the boot craft is gonna. These are good boots, but they're 40 move speed, and you get 65. But those are insanely expensive. And then like the big boy golden charms are like tons of move speed and damage and stuff, but those are also very expensive. Those are probably like, I'll be working on those this coming week, and then Headhunter. Like those 3 are gonna be like 100 div plus each. Well, no, Headhunter's like 60. But yeah, chest. I think I'm just gonna fracture a suffix and then single mod Chaos Orb until I hit a T1 defense mod, and then do the double exalt, perfect exalt, same type prefix slam, all those omens at once, and then go for the triple T1 defense, and then Abyss plus Essence the last 2 suffixes. So that's the plan for chest. It actually should be fairly easy. It's just the perfect exalt slams 2 out of 3. So it's gonna be like a 15 divine craft on average. But I think that's it. I'm gonna link the POB here. This is the passive tree right now. One thing to note, the Widowhail advantage is, like, I have 41 proj speed on this quiver, right? But this kind of affects the passive tree, because if I look at my lightning arrow here, my proj speed multiplier is 300%. Because I've got a little bit of extra some places, like, this is a free 10, which is actually 20% damage. So I've got this feathered fletching here, and then I'm also using faster proj 3 everywhere I can, because that is a lot of percent damage, and it gives you that mod again, and these stack additively. So the Widowhail scaling with this gem and this passive point gives you like insane levels of percent damage, to the point where I don't really take percent damage on the tree anymore. Like, I used to take these, at one point I took these, I used to take these. I don't do that anymore. I don't even, like, I try not to even, like, take the 12%, like, I'm pathing these for 22% that I might drop later, and I might drop the Herald, because they're giving, like, 21.3, but I have so much percent from the Widowhail proj speed combo that percent on tree is basically worthless, so I'm just going for, like, defense, crit, some speed, deflection, and, like, if I took a 12% damage node, it would be, like, under 1% damage increase, so there's just no point. But, yeah, I'll link this tree. It's not totally set in stone, in the sense that there's a lot of, like, similar value things, like these 3 points, these points, like, they're all about equivalent with, like, even, like, these 4. They're all about the same percent damage increase, so it's debate, like, you have, like, 3 or 4 sets of options for, like, where your excess points go. But, yeah. That's it for now. I'll do another update in several days after I, finish more crafts and get faster. But, yeah. My first update was basically, like, this is a very early character and I'm working on defense. This update is basically, hey, guys, I have damage now with the Widowhail swap. And I don't really need more damage because Pinnacle 4s die in 1 second. And then I'm hoping the third update will be, hey guys, I'm fast as fuck. Because I'm going to gain like 60 move speed between now and then. So I'm a slow boy with like 76 move speed or something right now. I got to get into that like 130 ballpark. But I'll keep you posted, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.